Okay, quick question. I'm sold. So 2011 will be the year of analytics. Who's going to offer analytics as a service, and do they have shares?
Good evening, everybody. I'm Tickle from Webroot. First of all, I should say that Webroot is a security as a service provider, so I don't have great insight into the analytics market. Actually, I think I'll defer to one of my colleagues who may have better insight into that market.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Neal. I'm head of online services at IMGROUP. Sorry for the feedback. Appreciate your feedback, not that type. In terms of answering the question, we are a specialist organisation in business intelligence, and it's our aspiration to deliver our capability through a browser. Now, that isn't a product as such, but there is a framework. So I think that's something that we could perhaps have a conversation about and see if we can help you.
Is my mic on? Can people hear me? Okay, I'm Nathaniel Borenstein, Chief Scientist at Mimecast. I think that there's two possibilities here, one which was just elucidated, but the other is that specialist cloud providers, such as Mimecast, which have a very deep understanding of a very specialized kind of data, will undoubtedly struggle to be the ones who perform the analytics on that data. And businesses consuming all this will be faced with a choice between specialists in analytics who are a little further from the data and specialists in the data who are much more narrowly focused.
Hi, I'm Matt Johns. I'm Product Marketing Manager at Rackspace. We're traditionally an IT hosting firm. We're also the second largest cloud hosting provider in the world by revenue. But we won't talk about that today. We're here to talk to you about cloud and stuff. But I think analytics as a service, the obvious contender is going to be Google, because everyone knows and loves Google Analytics. But we're actually finding a lot of partners writing applications for our cloud that customers can then sign up for and run on their own cloud servers or just run as they are. And you can buy everything from backups to monitoring to all sorts of other software via a cloud application. So I see no reason why somebody wouldn't write a similar sort of thing to run on the Rackspace cloud or any other cloud that's out there.
Thomas Davies, for those of you who are asleep, I'm still here. As you said, Google Analytics is a very, very popular tool. I think one of the comments a moment ago about some of the underlying foundational capabilities that Google has, will we be opening some of these up via APIs into the platform as a service? That could be an area of investment for us.
Do you have another question? I don't think this is working.
Can I ask the panel, as cloud develop, does information governance pose a significant challenge, and how is it being addressed?
Okay, who'd like to take that first? Jeremy?
Yeah, sure. So information governance absolutely is relevant in terms of your journey into cloud, all of you. And it's interesting, several of the presentations we've already had today have talked about the difference between a year ago when we all sat here and we had these conversations and the where we're all at in terms of cloud computing today. Back then, it was pretty much all about that. It was all about data sovereignty. It was all about security. It was all about the reasons why not to. Data governance is still very relevant, but actually what's happened in the intervening 12-month period is that a lot of people have come to realize that data governance is actually something you can achieve faster with the cloud, actually, than is the case in trying to avoid it. So if you look at things like ISO 27001, which is the governance accreditation for information management, then you're more likely to achieve that more quickly by embracing the cloud than you are in attempting to do that on your own. And the legal profession has stepped forward and actually said that within these sort of gatherings.
Yeah, I agree.
Nathaniel?
I agree completely with that. As it develops, I think that cloud vendors with specific applications are going to learn very quickly and very deeply what the various governments of the world are requiring in terms of information governance, and so there will be an economy of scale around data governance from cloud computing, just as there's an economy of scale around so many other aspects of the service.
Okay, do we have another question? Yeah.
Okay, we've seen infrastructure as a service and software as a service, but many public sector organizations are reliant on big software companies. We're talking about Serco, Tribal, Aggresso. Where are they in this? I've not seen them turn up at any events. And, you know, these are these multi-tiered monolithic applications which take up an awful lot of our estate. Where are they?
Please, Thomas.
Yeah, I'll answer that. This is a very, very disruptive kind of technology stack that we're talking about, SaaS, PaaS infrastructure. I joined Google in 2007, and one of the first things that we did is to look at, well, what does the partner ecosystem look like when we're moving through this journey with our customers? The reality is it's going to be very, very difficult for people to derive that traditional software to services ratio when we talked about 12, 18, 24-month project life cycles. These are collapsing now down to 90 days, 60 days, 30 days. The truth is, there will be a lot less of those organizations in a few years' time, and I actually think it's going to be quite quick.
I mean, I just would make a quick comment on that. I think the days when the functionality was everything are going pretty quickly, and now it's much more about collaboration, agility, speed, the ability to bring information from a number of different sources and present it to the user. And I think a number of these software companies have got a huge challenge on their hands to move from all the investments they've made to that future. And we are seeing new entrants to the market stealing their lunch at the moment. The functionality may not be as rich, but I think companies are prepared to compromise on that in return for the flexibility and the link into all the other information sources, mobility, lots of devices, and all that sort of stuff is becoming more important.
If you had to pick out a sector that's going to be least quick, government would not be a bad bet.
Okay, next question, please. Yeah, in the middle here.
Evening. Richard Hall, Cloud Origin. I'm happy to be provocative. Does a panel think that private cloud is anything but a temporary dead end?
Okay, who wants to take that?
No.
Okay. Matt?
I think private cloud is going to be around for some time still, but I mean, one thing that Rackspace did last year was we worked with NASA to actually outsource and open source the code behind our clouds. And I think with the OpenStack project, people can build their own public clouds in their own data centers now. And there's a whole team of developers worldwide working on developing that, adding new features, fixing bugs and so forth. So I think private cloud's here to stay for a while, but we're going to see in-house clouds, whether you call it public, whether you call private, essentially it's a public cloud in a private data center. So yeah, they're here to stay in some form.
Yeah, I think I'd add to that. I think private cloud doesn't necessarily mean it's in your own data center. I mean, I think you look at Microsoft, you look at Amazon, Google, I'm not sure, but they are offering a ring-fenced portion of their infrastructure with some additional services at a premium, and that is a private cloud, and it comes with the extra reassurance that goes with that. So you're leveraging a load of public infrastructure, but it's your private cloud. So I think there are going to be different approaches for different applications, as I mentioned when I spoke earlier. Okay, next question.